today. From M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, it's Week 6 of the NFL on EA Sports. Justin Fields and the Baltimore Ravens versus Jalen Hurts and the Cleveland Browns.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland and M&T Bank Stadium. Here's the scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Cleveland Browns. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
Brandon, I don't know about you, but when I heard he threw 5 touchdown passes last week, I thought, well, he's going to be the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I didn't need to hear any other stats, and it turned out to be right.
That's exactly right. It seemed like every time we turned around, he was throwing one in the end zone. But he doubled down. He said, I see 5 more in this game. Challenge accepted.
Challenge.
Fights off the defender, and they're able to get this one across the 35.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Steps away. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Hurts. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
An early message that the secondary is going to be tested, because even though it fell incomplete, it almost felt like a warning shot to get things going.
Got an open man finding Jefferson. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now a give, right side McCaffrey. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. The numbers for McCaffrey last week, pretty good, as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers, because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Christian McCaffrey with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Browns take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here come the Ravens with their first look on offense. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 22 carries, 92 yards, and a touchdown.
He's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people up and downfield.
Here's Fields. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. T.J. Watt in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Back deep, the former All-Pro Tyler Lockett. This is brought in at the 21. Might have needed just one more block. As it stands, 37-yard return. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. Flush to his right. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. 1st down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Hurts. Hurts fumbles it. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Fields throw complete here to Ayuk. 7 yards, the pickup there. 3 yards remain for 2nd down. Now it's Fields. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a 1st down.
Here's Edwards-Helaire. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Fields. Open here, Adam Thielen. An agile move and a nice gain, then dropped at the 25-yard line. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. After 7-0 on EA Sports. From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. And he will find Atwell. That's complete. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They go back to the ground with Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Fields. He'll swing this one out to Edwards-Helaire. Touchdown! Clyde Edwards-Helaire. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. The Browns drive about to get started. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll set up to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Hurts buying time to his left. Throw left side taken in by Jefferson. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense could get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up for the 1st and goal.
McCaffrey. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Christian McCaffrey. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead. Tucker with the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Edwards-Helaire as they will start on the ground. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. From the gun, here's Fields. Escaping the pressure right. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. Now Fields. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Play action. It's Fields. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. And he's brought down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Fields. They'll find Ayuk open right side. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And his kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hole. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Browns drive about to get started. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it When you've got a tight end who can run, you've got to give him a shot to unlock the defense. Want to see what they can get, taking the big shot downfield. That one winds up incomplete.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So on fourth down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. This is taken at the 23. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. T.J. Watt able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, what's going on? It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Here's Chris Jones now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he gets this away, and look at this. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with the lead. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We will begin up near the Florida-Georgia state line, an AFC South matchup pitting Houston against Jacksonville. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. From there, it's off to Chicago. Check on the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Corey Davis, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And at the moment, that game is tied with the visiting New York Jets. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set to start this third quarter. They do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Fields. He'll get this one complete to Atwell. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
From the 40 now on second down. Fields. Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, Do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Fields throwing again. Finding Edwards-Helaire once again. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll make it a second down. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. On second down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And this Browns defense coming to life. They get him behind the line for a second straight play. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Back to throw, Fields. On the right side, open is Gesicki. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Breaks the tackle, now an alley. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On second and very short, Fields. And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick, but instead it's third down. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick here is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how has he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they're really in sync right now.
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Now it's 2nd and 9. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now. They go play action with Hurts. They'll roll him out right. And that will be incomplete. Jair Alexander that time able to knock that one away.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 41 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. This is McCaffrey on the give. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. The Browns on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, and if you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the...
That one hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Browns are looking to run it to 5-1 on the season as they add to their 4th quarter lead. But that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And the Browns will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. They'll try and burn some clock now with McCaffrey. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
The Browns on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9 from the shotgun to McCaffrey. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the first down. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down. Here's Johnny Hecker now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. With his guys trailing here in the 4th, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception that ended the last drive.
Yeah, you're 2 scores down. You take it upon yourself now to play perfect or near-perfect football if you want to get your team back into the game. But it's also tough to do when you're trying to avoid errors, yet still play perfect football.
And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. To throw is Fields. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Here's Fields. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Well, we knew this was going to be a tall order anyway, down 2 scores with this little time remaining, but that interception puts an end to any hopes that they have.
All right, partner, work with me here because obviously scoring a touchdown, getting the onside kick, then going down,
and intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Ravens are right back in this football game. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. On first down, it's Fields. Pass complete to Edwards-Helaire. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The Ravens moving quickly here as the clock runs. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Fields now to throw. And he'll look underneath here for Edwards-Helaire. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. And that to his running back, Edwards-Helaire. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Throwing again is Fields. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball.
And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Fields on 3rd down. And able to find Gesicki as tight end. And he will have a Ravens first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Browns, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again.